Shalom, giving all praises and glory to our power Yahweh. Baha Shem Yahweh Shai, Baha Shem Rachai Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Wherever you may be, wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom. Right, Yahshua Shalom. So, this is here, just happened here. FBI for his alleged suicide. Probably shouldn't have said that. Alleged. Too late now. Self-checkout drone plot targeting capitalist elites at UFC White House event. All right, and as you know, they were having a UFC event on the White House lawn, right? So regular readers know that the threat of self-checkout drones has expanded beyond the modern battlefield of Ukraine and the Middle East, with potential targets including data centers and critical infrastructure. Yep, and that's why they're trying to say now that people are they're gonna you know um, they'll call people terrorists who want to do away with data centers and flock cameras and things, because those are major parts of their the infrastructure of this new system that they're trying to build. Okay, given this potential, it was only a matter of time before an FPV-style attack was attempted on the homeland. Right today, Fox News reports that federal agents and law enforcement partners fought an alleged FPV attack plot targeting this past weekend's UFC Freedom 250 event in Washington D.C. All right, see this right here in front of the White House. Okay. So it says, according to the report, 5 people were arrested and 23 others were identified as part of a potential network of plotters. The group allegedly planned to use explosive-laden drones to hit buildings near the event, force a mass evacuation, and steer crowds toward a pre-staged sniper team. Right. So a second wave was then allegedly planned to storm the White House gate, according to officials. All right. So that the second wave was after that. They completed this thing. Then we're going to actually storm the White House gate. Right, FBI Director Cash Patel posted on X on June 10th. FBI and our law enforcement partners became aware of a potential threat to the UFC America 250 event in Washington, D.C., involving individuals outside the national capital region. And thanks to the rapid action of the FBI, All right, I don't get into all that. So yeah, and this just plays into what they keep pushing here: national security, being able to identify people. They've been talking about people voting and put national security and talk about voting. You have to be able to identify. You have to be able to identify you. All right. So different things like this keep happening. Okay. And it's interesting. Something down here should still be here. Where is this guy at? Yep. So breaking details via federal arrest affidavit revealed that a California man named Michael Allen Thomas was one of the alleged organizers of the alleged UFC White House terror plot. Feds say he admitted he believes the U.S. government is run by elites who sacrifice and eat. I don't think they'll give it to us. And eat. It says NT. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. We'll say people. All right. Eat people with Jeffrey Epstein and are protected by President Trump. Investigators took screenshots of his signal chats in which details of the plot were discussed, and maps of the UFC event were shown with suggestions on where snipers should be placed. Feds also recovered rifles and ammo. All right. So, and this is some of those screenshots there. Look at the American gun. Well, I mean, it's probably American gun, but I mean like American flag. All right, on the gun. There's a backpack and stuff right with the ammo. All right. So, yep. Thomas admitted to planning the UFC Freedom 250 attack 56 on attack on June 13, 2026. The FBI executed federal search warrants at Thomas's residence that were authorized by the Honorable Anna Y. Park, United States Magistrate Judge, Central District of California. All right. So I'm not going to read all that, but it's interesting how these people, given the time we're living in and how people are just so easily caught on social media for certain things of this nature. How you have a guy who just comes on, oh, is it not here? Or maybe I gotta go back. I think there was a short video speaking about whatever he was speaking about. It should be down here somewhere. Here it is. Hassan Piker calls on his followers to delete capitalists. Yeah, delete them, delete those MFers and murder those I see. It's hard to not slip and you know to murk those MFers in the streets. Let the streets soak in their effing red capitalist BLOOD, dude. Democrats are campaigning with him. I think this is what he's saying in the video.
Hurt poor people that they can afford housing in Berkeley. I don't know how that works. Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all. Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
And for all we know, this dude is like a sleeper cell, or he could just be a regular American citizen who's just fed up with everything that's going on. All right, who knows? All right, maybe time will tell. It could very well just be a disgruntled American, but he can also be, a plant, like I said, just to try to churn forward with Esau's agenda, because we can't put that past E. All right, we know he'll do anything if it'll achieve another milestone in his goal, which is ultimately to live up to that to lead up to his his system where he's able to identify everybody. And what solidifies that is the Michael C. Hill. But yeah, this system where he's able to identify everybody. Okay, and once again, this is why you keep hearing them talk about national security. They will talk about voting and what came up, national security. All right, we need to know who you are. All right, we need to be able to identify everybody. Okay, so anything goes with Esau. All right, like the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Okay, and the enemy will his wickedness. All right, scripture tells us that he doesn't sleep lest he cause one to fall. So this is interesting here. Just happened, but as to what happens afterwards, all right, which is probably the most important thing, we'll have to see. Okay, we'll definitely have to see what comes of this because there's been other, attacks this year. Um, you know, some on, number 47, like the one at the uh, wherever it was it happened at. But started talking about the ballroom. We got to get the ballroom built. The ballroom built. Okay. And we had the two boys that did the deletions. Yeah, the event in Texas, and there was some others. All right. So these events like this keep happening. Okay, just like the other year where it was bridges collapsing. All right, and the next thing you know, it was planes falling out the sky. The next thing you know, it was trains falling over. The next thing you know, it was chicken factories. So all these things are not just random events and happening. A chicken factory burns up, then all of a sudden, randomly chicken plants are just burning up. Okay, train falls over, and all of a sudden, randomly trains are falling over. All right, and spilling chemicals and things of that nature in the air. All right, bridges are being certain, key bridges are being destroyed. Those things are orchestrated. All right, and we've been seeing a wave of, gun violence. All right, um, over and over happening. Okay, some ending in deletions, some, you know, uh, you know, casualties, but not death, and then others, being able to just take the situation down. All right, but here we have yet another one here. Okay, so we know that they want to eventually push for being able to identify everybody because their goal is their whole system. All right, the new world order system. All right, but yeah, that was the new thing that happened. FBI forwards alleged suicide drone plot targeting capitalist elites at UFC White House event. So we know that just happened. Okay, because they're over there, having UFC fights when you should be worried about the state of your country. But that goes to show you don't care the state of the people of this country because they're looking to reset this country to a digital age, right? To a digital system, all right? And that means American suffering. And he said himself, he doesn't care about the American people suffering and gas and all these different things, food, grocery prices, rent, whatever. He only cares about focusing on the war. Okay, so he let you know right there that America really doesn't come first, but people still believe it. All right, and they believe these politicians and whoever's president. Okay, so yeah, this is interesting here, but we'll see what comes of it. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.